When I look at this color page, all I see is Kaguya-sama. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a way that it just, when you see the character designs and the way they look, it just reminds you of what you would probably get if the two main characters of Kaguya-sama Love is War got together, which one day they will probably at the end of the series, and had a child. That's what I envision this color page as. And, like, basically, when you look at this, that's the overall impression. And it's just such a good way to set kind of like a vibe for the series when you look at the first page of a new manga. Now, Spy X Family is a series that I've heard here and there about. It isn't something that has been overly recommended to me. It's not something that has been constantly mentioned. However, I have seen it here and there throughout Twitter, people talking about it, etc. on social media, and it has interested me to a certain extent. And one of the first images I saw of the series was this image, seeing this little interaction with Anya and Twilight, and basically seeing how she doesn't want to be given up or traded out or whatever, and how he offers her food and she gets very happy. It's a very quick page, it's quick to the point, simple, but it's so cute that I was like, I really, really want to read this because it just seems adorable. And so, ever since then, I've kind of been interested, and thankfully this weekend, Viz Media actually, they offered it. They offered for people to read. I was like, oh, I finally can read this. So, I decided to check it out, since, I was able to read it for free legally. And when I read it, I read the first chapter. I've only read one chapter. To clarify, I am very pleased. I am. And I have to say that this, after reading the first chapter, I'm very pleased, because it's just, it's something unique. It is definitely a unique series. I don't think I've really seen many series quite like this story. I mean, there may be some out there, but I personally do not know of any that really match Spy X Family, and that's definitely saying something. And I think any of you guys out there that love, like, let's say, cutesy, but also serious, you're probably gonna love this, because it has those Kaguya-sama Love is War vibes, but it also has, like, vibes of, let's say, Assassination Classroom, kind of like, the assassin aspect of the story. It's kind of like that. And when I actually see, Anya as a character, I really, really love her. She's just super freaking cute by the way she interacts with the MC Twilight, which, let's kind of get right into that. What is Spy X Family about, and why should you check it out if it is something that you might like? So, first things first, it is a series that is about spies, obviously, when you look at the title. And the main character is a spy, a high-class spy, that literally has disregarded his future. He does things that nobody else will, and everything he does, for instance, doing his spy missions, he will never be thanked for them. Nobody will ever know about him. He'll never, get any medals or achievements or anything like that. Nobody will know about what work he really does. The only thing that he knows is that thanks to him doing what he's doing, he does allow people to live day by day with their lives in happiness. So it's honestly, it shows what type of person he is. The reason why he does the spy work, even if he might have lost his way along the lines until the end of the first chapter, he is someone that does it for the sake of everyone else. He does it because nobody else can. He wants to do it for them, for people can remain in happiness, stay happy, and have a good life. And so, seeing the character, he's definitely not a bad guy. He's just a spy that has to get things done. And his interaction from the early parts of the chapter shows that he goes from mission to mission, moving on, changing appearances. He never really has an identity that he can call his own. And even Twilight necessarily isn't actually probably his real name. It's probably just a code name. And he just doesn't have a name. He doesn't really have anything that he sticks and holds to. And when he gets his new mission, his new mission assigned within the first chapter, his new mission is to get married, have a family, have a child. That's his mission. And so that's where the summary of what the main story is about. Basically, Spy X Family. And so you have the MC, he has to find a way to have a child, and then have a family and a wife, etc. I haven't got to the wife part yet, but you could just see from the color page from the first chapter, we can see what she looks like. Gonna be pretty freaking interesting. I can already see from the way it's described in the first chapter. But More into that later. The point is, though, is that he needs to figure out a way to get a child. So obviously he goes to an orphanage and he adopts a girl. Now, the only reason why he adopted her wasn't because she was cute or anything like that. He adopted her because she was intelligent enough to be able to pass an exam to get into the school where he could continue his spy operation. So, at the end of the day, he wasn't viewing the little girl as anything more than a tool. That's all he cared about. That's all he cared about is his mission assignment, and once it was done, he was going to throw away the girl, and then he was going to carry on and do the next mission. Basically, go to one mission to the next, not really ever stopping. Now, obviously, things didn't go that way, because you could clearly see from the interaction he is slightly changing. He's someone that is obviously doing things that he hasn't done. For instance, resting, sleeping in front of people, kind of just relaxing a bit, winding down. It's something that he doesn't normally do, and when he does it in front of this little girl, Anya, he realizes, and it's showing that he's more at ease, and this role that he's doing as being like a parent and, you know, being in a relationship is definitely changing him and probably going to change him permanently to where he might not actually get rid of his name right now and his family, and he'll probably fight for it until the day he dies, and he might even give up his spy work. Which, by the way, let's talk about Anya. So Anya as a character, she's very adorable, and obviously she is kind of like a mascot to this story and also an MC as well. She actually is very different. She has the power of telepathy. She's able to read everybody's minds. Now, in terms of what the story's about, there's nothing else that's really presented that is supernatural. She is the only one that has kind of like an Esper ability that is able to use something like that, and eventually along the lines of the story, probably more of her will be introduced, like more people like her that probably has abilities, etc. But for now, what we know is that she was an experiment, a typical backstory. She was experimented on, and eventually she gained powers from the lab, she escaped, and here she is now. She literally has no records, no identity, and most likely that'll be revealed in the future, probably for a major plot twist. Whatever the case may be, though, basically Anya is someone that has not had a stable home since pretty much the beginning of her life. And because of that, she needs a family. And she tries any way she possibly can to make this person around her happy, or for she isn't kind of thrown away. And she also thinks that Twilight is very cool because, you know, he's a spy. And if you're a little kid and you see someone that's an actual spy, you're probably going to be like, whoa, that's so cool and all that, he's saving the world. You know, you would feel that way. So, Anya's interaction with Twilight is super adorable. And I really love her as a character because we get to see from a serious perspective for Twilight, but also for Anya as a, you know, a person that doesn't really understand how the world works. Even if she is not dumb, she's smart, she doesn't obviously know everything that is going on. Even if she sees it, she can't truly comprehend it because of her age. Even if she's 6, she can't comprehend everything until she's probably a little bit older. And so because of that, she's kind of like the light-hearted side to the story, while Twilight is someone that shows the grim and dark tone to the story. And it's just a nice contrast between the two characters while I was reading the first chapter, so I have to hand it to Spy X Family for doing something very unique. I am very excited to continue reading this. I think there's currently 14 chapters of the story, at least from what I could see on Viz, so I'm probably going to continue reading it once I'm done with this video and catch up. But it's definitely a manga that interests me, and I'm glad I kind of got to check it out, and I'm glad, you know, I saw a little bit of it, you know, kind of going around on Twitter and social media, etc. I'm glad that so many were talking about I could kind of catch into it and see if, you know, I would like it myself, and obviously I do. So one last thing before I wrap up this video, though, I just want to say, though, that this is something I highly recommend. I definitely recommend it, and it's not because I'm recommending it because it's on Viz Media. I was not sponsored or anything to do this video. I really do think this is a good first chapter. It definitely just feels very unique. I think it's definitely a nice fresh atmosphere that I personally haven't seen, and it just stands out to me, and I can't recommend it enough. Like I said, if you like spy stuff and you like fluffy, you know, characters and stuff, then you're probably going to like this. I really do recommend it. The art is beautiful. I mean, I probably showed panels throughout this video, so you probably got to see for yourself. It's incredibly beautiful, and I can't wait to read more. I really think that this series probably has a long way to go. For instance, it's probably going to last for a while. I could definitely see Spy X Family getting an anime one day if it continues to gain popularity, which I hope it does. I would like to see the first chapter animated. It would probably be really good first episode. I could just imagine the cuteness from the first episode of Spy X Family. I couldn't imagine the opening song. Like, I would really love something like Kaguya-sama. Like the, the opening song theme of Kaguya-sama. I would like something quite like that if it was to happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below, because for some reason, even if you click the subscribe button, you don't always get notified. So with that, Chibi out.